record holder, remember, over this distance, the 5,000 metres. Kipyegon, the newly crowned world record holder over 1,500 metres. Great friends, great rivals. Tai trying to hang on to their coattails. I don't think that gap's getting any bigger, but it might be just about to.
They need a big last 800, we knew that. Those lights are set for 14.10, the world record 14.6. Gidey looks round, that might have been a big effort, and the only person who's now going to get close to the record is Faith Kipyegon. She looks fresh, and it will be all about what can she produce on the last lap. So don't forget, this light's set at an even pace. If she can run low 60s, but I think they're both tired now. Look, Kipyegon went to the front and hasn't done anything. Maybe she's just trying to slow Gidey down. The lights are just starting to move on.
Therefore, really, a sub-9 minute time. Fancy Trona will be the pacemaker, take them out at 2:58 for the first kilometre. There's Almayu, World Under-20 Championship silver medalist last year, but world number 1 at just 18 years of age this year. Wonder Gagan, 8th in Tokyo, 3rd in Florence in that really fast race. There's Beatrice Chepkoech, the world record holder, coming back into form. Fino of France, what a year she's had. A national record in France at the beginning of June. 3 national records last year. Mishmash Rimsek, the Slovenian, was 6th in Tokyo. She really is already this season great form.
Two world record holders, you know, they know each other so well, and Gidey knows that this is her territory, you know, and it's a bit like somebody going, okay, you want to step up and take me on at what I'm good at, then you've really got to stamp your authority, and that's what she'll be really hoping to do here. For Faith Kipyegon, it's just a step, a toe in the water of, could I do what the likes of Sifan Hassan and others have done at the major championships? Because it's never quite as quick in the major championships, and she knows that her 1,500-metre ability could be such a threat in the Olympics or the World Championships at this distance.
Well, she is the world record holder in the 5,000 metres, but Gidey hasn't actually won a race since setting that world record, so she doesn't win that many 5,000-metre races, and she's just stepped up a gear, and Faith Kipyegon is just stalking her just a metre behind.
Second attempt for Sandy Morris at the same height, 4.61, having failed the first one. These failures could come back to haunt them later. Oh, he just wriggles over it. This has been the area where Sandy's just been having a few problems this year. She gets up to about the 4.60. She has had 1 vault higher than that this year, but just trying to find that consistency that has been with her throughout her career. Coach sitting there and just give her the chance to look back on it. And when it's going really well, I mean, all athletes have times when it just seems so easy. Just for Sandy at the minute, I think she's just having to work through. And look, it still means a lot to her. The competition, the competitiveness still there. And talking about competitiveness, Chris, this is really warming up nicely.
It is. It's living up to its billing so far. They're through 2 kilometres in 5:42. Bang on schedule. So into the 3rd kilometre, 7 laps to go of the 12.5 lap race, and Gidey is sticking to Beatrice Chepkoech, who we mentioned at the start is a world record holder in her own right. Of course, that's in the 3,000-metre steeplechase. Very, very experienced on the track and doing pacemaking duties here. She's charged with taking them through 3 kilometres. Now a little bit of a gap opening up between Faith Kipyegon and the chasing pack, Agnes Ngetic in 4th, and Nawawuna in 5th, the 2 Kenyans.
Yeah, Nawawuna's just moved into 4th, and you're right, all of a sudden, when Chepkoech had to take it on, and I said this is the tricky bit, Chepkoech has to do a good job here, but without really upsetting the rhythm, so she's doing that so far. Gidey will want this just to keep this nice and hard, and then that's when the questions are going to be asked. The 4th kilometre, what does Gidey do? What can she do? And you can see after that initial little surge, everybody's now getting back to Faith. Faith recognised there was a bit of a gap, moved in. She's working hard already, Faith. You'd expect that. But every lap that goes by, her confidence increases, and Gidey just starts to become a little more anxious. But these two now moving away from everybody else. How far can Chepkoech go?
Well, she's doing a good job so far, and the gap is getting wider and wider. It's now, what, 10 metres from Faith Kipyegon in 2nd to Nawawuna, who is now in 4th place if you include Chepkoech, the pacemaker. Let's keep an eye also on Ejigeo Tai, who's also there. Well, Teggio mentioned right at the start of the race is way back, and Alicia Monson is isolated at the moment, and behind her, Laura Muir, who is still got a lot of work to do. She'll be hoping that some of these athletes in front of her start to tire. So they come round with 5 laps to go. Gidey looking very good indeed, the world record holder, remember. Faith Kipyegon just sticking to her. These two, as Steve said, know each other so well, both on and off the track. They're coming in front of us again with 8.5 minutes on the clock, and Gidey just takes it on with Chepkoech stepping aside.
Marginally inside the time required, 8:32, but this is where now Gidey has to make a decision, and you can already see what that decision is. Put your foot down. And Gidey has said, right, thank you, Chepkoech, your work is done. She stepped off, it's up to me now. And Faith Kipyegon is going to have to try and hang on. Already a small little gap, a 2-meter gap has appeared, and then the others are running brilliantly behind. Even people like Laura Muir way behind are kind of in 14:30 pace if they were to maintain the sort of pace they're running. So, Gidey, we shouldn't yet talk world records, but if Kipyegon is close with 2 laps, 600 to go, and they are still close to those lights, and she can produce something fast on the last lap, you never know.
Well, you mentioned the WR word, 14:06.62 is the time held by the leader of the race so far, right of picture, that's Esenbet Gidey, set in Valencia in 2020. Kipyegon, world record last weekend in Florence, remember, and that gap now around 2 meters, and then you go all the way back to Jigao Tay, the world record holder on the roads over 5 kilometers.
Well, you look at those athletes there in 3rd, 4th and 5th, they're running sub 14:20 pace, and they're not even close to the lead here. They're running brilliantly well, but these two of the greatest distance runners around at the moment, have it to themselves. But Faith Kipyegon is hurting, and Gidey has to...
1,200 meters to go, and this is anybody's race.
Chris, I wrote a time down for 4 kilometers this afternoon in my room. I thought, if they're around 11:22, I think they've got a chance of the world record. I think, well, I wrote if Kipyegon is still there, if there's 2 of them still there in the last 1,000 meters. And guess what? They're not going to be far off 11:22. Let's just see what the time is through 4 kilometers. Gidey leading. There you go. 700s inside.
Wow, wow, that is extraordinary. Well, the world record, let's just whisper it, ladies and gentlemen, the world record could be on here. We could be in for a treat. These 2 athletes well clear, and we could see some brilliant racing here. They'll come in front of us with 800 to go. Gidey, the world record holder, remember, over this distance, the 5,000 meters. Kipyegon, the newly crowned world record holder, over 1,500 meters. Great friends, great rivals. Tay trying to hang on to their coattails. I don't think that gap's getting any bigger, but it might be just about to.
They need a big last 800, we knew that. Those lights are set for 14:10, the world record 14:6. Gidey looks round, that might have been a big effort, and the only person who's now going to get close to the record is Faith Kipyegon. She looks fresh, and it will be all about what can she produce on the last lap. So don't forget, this light's set at an even pace. If she can run low 60s, but I think they're both tired now. Look, Kipyegon went to the front and hasn't done anything. Maybe she's just trying to slow Gidey down. The lights are just starting to move on, and I know we keep talking about them, but that's what they will be thinking. And for the first time, they both look tired, and the world record starts to look a massive task.
Yeah, Kipyegon made a move, it wasn't decisive. Gidey responded, and the lights have got ahead. Can they keep them within their sights? They're going to come in front of us for the penultimate time. Less than 500 to go. Gidey moves wide. Kipyegon with the familiar arm carriage. Really economical style, just a little imperceptible style, just a little imperceptible reaction. Here's the bell, just outside 13. They need to go sub 60 to get inside the world record. Remember, 14:06.62. The race had been set at 14:10. What have these athletes got left in the last 300 meters?
It isn't going to be a world record, but Faith Kipyegon will become the 2nd fastest, perhaps. It's going to be very, very close. Gidey is not giving this up. I love the competition between the 2 of them then. She can sprint, you know.
Yes, she can, and both of them are sprinting. The taller athlete, Gidey, is maybe winding up to make her move, but Kipyegon, you know, likes to hook the inside lane. She does not give up her position lightly, as we've seen over the 1500 metres, time and time again. Now there's an injection of pace again, round the crown of the bend for the last time. The crowd roar, everybody standing up around us. Faith Kipyegon yet again finds another gear. Florence last weekend over 1500 metres, here in Paris over 5,000. What a talent, what a performance, it's a world record! Oh my goodness!